It is all about the Phillies today ahead of the running of the Kentucky Oaks. I'm Amber Philpott live from Churchill Downs, bringing you all of your Oaks Day coverage.
Thousands of visitors flooding the Bluegrass for the Kentucky Oaks and the Derby. We'll break down how those visitors turn into dollars ahead.
A former Franklin County constable had to answer to charges in court today. We're talking with his attorney about the charges against him.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon on this Oaks Day. Sam Dick and Jennifer Palumbo reporting. Kentucky is taking over the national spotlight this weekend with the premier event in horse racing in Louisville.
We will check in for team coverage from Churchill Downs in just a moment. It's a beautiful afternoon across Kentucky. So what can we expect for this weekend? Let's find out from Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris?
Yeah, guys, yesterday we were talking about a much better weather pattern taking shape over the next few days, and here it is. Look at the numbers today at this same moment compared to yesterday at this same moment. We are 12, 16, 13, 18 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago, and that is a thing of beauty. Although it's still a little cooler than normal into parts of central and eastern Kentucky, especially the farther east we go. Churchill Downs right now, low 70s, 68 for the Lexington area. Defender Radar Network looking really, really good. Let's show you what is coming for your Derby Day. That big high pressure that's out across parts of the Plain States now. Mississippi Valley is going to roll its way on toward the south and southeast. So the warm air that is to our northwest actually is going to slide on into the Bluegrass State, but it is being pushed by a cold front that will also bring the threat for a late day shower thunderstorm as we go toward later tomorrow and especially into tomorrow night and Sunday. Out and about this evening, heading to a Derby Eve party. How about temperatures into the upper 60s? Quick drop, though, as the sun sets toward the low 50s by 11 o'clock this evening. So your weather headlines, that warmer air moving on into town. Some scattered thunderstorms crashing the weekend party. We'll talk about that and a stormy setup as we go through the next 7 days, guys. That's in a little over 10 minutes.
Thanks, Chris. In just over an hour, the Phillies will run for the Lilies. It's Kentucky Oaks Day 142 at Churchill Downs.
Our Amber Philpott and Deanne Stevens are live in the midst of all the excitement surrounding the track. It's our top story at 4:30. Ladies, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Sam and Jennifer, and welcome to Churchill Downs. It is beautiful here, and you know, usually we go big with the hats. We actually had the same idea this year to go small and try something new.
So you and I talked, and we're like, it really is all about the Fascinator this year, and I don't think we were wrong, because walking around Churchill Downs today, there are so many Fascinators, and this is how we know we aren't wrong. Our moms both said, we can see your faces.
So moms, we got
it's all for you. That's right, and they're a lot of fun to wear.
A lot going on here today. As you know, the Kentucky Oaks, it is a pink out here. For the last 7 years, the track has honored breast and ovarian cancer survivors in a special parade. And coming up tonight, a woman from Versailles is going to be one of those taking part in that very special walk. Kelly Turner is a neonatal pediatric flight nurse at Kentucky Children's Hospital. Her job is one, she says, that is both challenging but yet rewarding, saving some of the youngest patients. On this Oaks Day, Kelly has traded in her flight suit and will get all dressed up to walk the track in the Survivors Parade. She's celebrating her life after being diagnosed with breast cancer last year after having her first mammogram.
In the back of my head the whole time, you know, I really believed that everything was going to be okay. I'll never forget the words hearing, you know, the nurse tell me that my biopsy did show breast cancer.
Coming up tonight at 5:30, more on Kelly's journey and the team of nurses who rallied around her during her diagnosis and why she has them to thank for her trip here to the Kentucky Oaks. Kelly is one of 500 that was submitted to be a part of this. Of course, they pick 142. So you're going to learn more about her coming up at 5:30. But such a special day, and it means so much to those men and women who get to go out there and walk on a day like today.
Can't wait to hear more about Kelly. Well, it's Kentucky Derby weekend here at Churchill Downs, from the fashion to the special drinks and, of course, the money.
Yeah, and there is a whole lot of money going on here with all of that horse racing. Ted Forliso breaks it all down for us.
We'll start with the number 2. For such a big event, the Kentucky Derby takes just 2 minutes to run.
We scoured news reports, data collections from previous years to really come up with a thorough list for the thoroughbreds.
Here are some other numbers analyst Jill Gonzalez and the folks at personal finance site Wallet Hub came up with. 170,000, the number of attendees expected at this year's event. 60, the price of a general admission ticket. And once they're in, you'll see a lot of these.
How many people are wearing hats every year, which is 90% of all females, by the way. Those can range from $500 to $1,000. They take a week to make.
And can't forget about the Derby's favorite drink. 1,000 pounds of fresh mint go into making 127,000 mint juleps. Cheers. And then there's the money, $2 million, the amount the owners of the winning horse will be paid. $200,000, the estimated value of the trophy. But the winners aren't the only ones reaping the benefits.
We're looking at a $4 billion horse racing economic impact within Kentucky. Just from the Derby alone, that's $400 million in one day. Churchill itself makes about $82 million in profit.
Finally, 16 million, the estimated number of people who will be watching from home. In Washington, Ted Fioraliso, WKYT.
Those numbers are incredible. So while a lot of people are making a lot of money, I only seem to lose a lot of money when I come here. But
do the same.
Well.
The good news is I've not made one bet today. Who's got time to do anything like that?
Yet,
I am going to make a bet with you though, because coming up at 4:50, I'm going to go out and about in Churchill Downs. I'm going to bet you that I make it at least a little bit closer to the grandstand.
What's on the table for the bet here?
I don't know. You might have to. Are we allowed to bet mint juleps?
I don't know.
One for you, one for me.
We just did, even if we're not supposed to, right?
But we're going to head that way, trying to get in the crowd. And listen, there are a ton of people here today, so it'll be fun.
We will see if you can do it for sure. That is the story here from Churchill Downs. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, ladies. The sun's shining on the Oaks at Churchill Downs.
And history could be made at tomorrow's Kentucky Derby. A win for the 11-horse Exaggerator would be a first for a trainer and jockey who are brothers.
It turns out both have experience cracking the whip. David Begnod reports.
Listen, we're two sides of a coin, okay? We're heads and tails.
Kent and Keith DeZormo grew up with horses, riding around the tiny Cajun village of Maurice, Louisiana.
I guess he takes after his mother, I take after my father.
Why do I get the sense that he's always been the one that kind of keeps you in line?
You have good senses. Yeah.
Exaggerator! An absolutely brilliant victory in the...
Kent is a superstar. He's a Hall of Fame jockey who's won the Derby 3 times. But he's always been a partier and a drinker. Within the last 5 years, he's shown up inebriated the morning of several races. He was fined and ordered to go to counseling. Few horsemen would hire him.
It was this one who actually picked up the phone and said, boy, you need to tighten up. So when I got to the fork in the road, Big Brother was like, you need to go right, because you're going wrong.
Kent is back in riding shape, and although still battling his demons, brother Keith went to bat for him, convincing owners to give him another shot.
There he is.
This Saturday, Kent will ride the Derby's second favorite, Exaggerator, trained by Big Brother Keith.
Did you think you'd ever ride for him?
No, it's totally surreal. I can't even believe it. I have to pinch myself. I cannot believe it's my brother.
You always looked up to him.
Oh, forever. Still do. Don't say always, just still do. He's my big brother.
And they're off.
For Kent, this run for the Roses will be a ride for redemption.
Doulahan and Kent DeZormo have won the...
And a chance to repay that big brother who bet on him when few others would. David Begnaud, CBS News, Louisville.
Nothing like family there. Well, security will be tight as people enter Churchill Downs the next couple of days. There's already been some violence during events surrounding the Derby. Shots rang out during last night's Pegasus Parade in Louisville. The gunfire injured 2 teenagers. Police quickly arrested 2 15-year-old boys who are facing assault charges. Police say the shooting was not random. They believe one of the victims knew the teenagers charged.
Turning to other news now, a former Central Kentucky constable charged with running a prostitution ring made his first appearance in court today. Thomas Banta is accused of running the operation out of his Franklin County home, with men paying him so they could have sex with women. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is in Frankfort with the latest on the case.
Thomas Banta's attorney spoke for him Friday morning, telling us their side of the story is one you'll want to hear.
There's a lot of politics that appears to me to be going on here.
Guthrie True thinks the allegations against his client, Thomas Bonta, could be politically motivated. Bonta is accused of running a prostitution ring. An indictment claims men went to his home and to his business in Frankfort and paid to have sex with women.
Tom's son was a candidate for sheriff against the sitting sheriff in a very aggressive primary. He lost a very narrow primary, and shortly after the election is over, this investigation began.
These sort of allegations, the victimization of these women, is not something that can be simply swept under the rug. So if we want to throw insults that this was politically motivated, tell that to these women.
Assistant Commonwealth Attorney Zachary Becker won't say how many victims this case involves. The second person indicted through their investigation, Hendra Valentine, is accused of posing as an officer and interrogating a 17-year-old along with Bonta. Valentine also pleaded not guilty. In Frankfort, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Next week, the judge is expected to rule on a motion to seal some evidence in the case.
And I'm meteorologist Jim Caldwell here in the Kentucky Theater Projection Room, and I'll tell you how you can see a free showing of Twister and become a WKYT weather watcher.
The favorite thing that I like about shopping at Critchfield Meats is the quality and the selection of their meats. Anything that I'm looking for, they will have, and they've just been outstanding in every facet of the way they do business.
Hi, I'm Mark Krish of Coit Cleaning and Restoration.
Almost 50 years ago, we pioneered the drapery and carpet cleaning business. With our certified technicians, innovative cleaning methods, and your satisfaction guaranteed in writing, Coit continues to deliver exceptional customer service. For a limited time, choose from many of our cleaning services and save up to 30% off. That's right, 30% off.
Is it any wonder why so many homes in the Lexington area have one thing in common, a Coit van in the driveway?
Call 1-800-4COIT today.
Clients come into the office. The government has said, no, I don't believe you. You're not disabled.
The major problem with Social Security disability is that most people who sign up are denied at the initial level. If your claim's denied, don't give up. Call us immediately. We'll appeal your case.
We can do an effective job of representing you that will get you the benefits that you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast, 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Hi, I'm Sam Dick. Join me for Lexington's first and only marathon in 37 years. It's the second annual Kentucky Ale Horse Capital Marathon and Half Marathon, Saturday, May 21st. The course takes us through rolling, scenic country roads and past over 40 horse farms. Proceeds benefit Bluegrass Farms Charity as well as some other Central Kentucky charities. To register, go to horsecapitalmarathon.com.
If you have a loved one in a nursing home, you already have the three most important tools for detecting nursing home abuse: your eyes, your ears, and your nose. Hi, I'm Kevin Renfro. Keeping your senses alert to conditions that surround your relative can mean the difference between a safe, caring environment and instances of elder abuse. Go to BeckerLaw.com for details on what to look for. If you suspect there's a problem, give us a call. Serious, experienced results. Call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3.
Run with me May 14th at the Kentucky Horse Park for the Great Day Race and Festival. Register now at GreatDayFest.com and let's be a great Kentucky together.
The Great Day Race and Fest is brought to you in part by Subway Sandwich Shops. Fresh is what we do.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
A very good-looking Friday afternoon in the books across the area, and that's rolling our way into the start of Kentucky Derby weekend. Oaks Day out at Churchill Downs looking good right now. Look at the thermometers across the entire area. Upper 60s, low 70s. How about 73 right now? Louisville, 68 Lexington. We're looking to the northwest. That's where our warm air is coming from. Wait a minute. Northwest, you say that's a warmer flow. Well, technically, or a colder flow. Most times it is, but look at the air right now from Springfield, points to the northwest. That's at 85 showing up into parts of Iowa now. We're going to get a blast of some warmth coming up tomorrow afternoon. Right now, Lexington, we've got a mix of sun and some fair weather cumulus clouds, not producing precipitation. 68 degrees. We may touch 70. Winds are still from the north, though. But as that high pressure that is off to our west slides a little farther to the south, that warm air that is to our north is going to be right on top of us, just ahead of a cold front that by late tomorrow into tomorrow night is also right on top of us. It does not have much juice to work with as of now, though that'll change as we go into the afternoon tomorrow. That big bowling ball area of low pressure, by the way, that has given us the nasty weather, coldest stretch of days we've had in Lexington in 5 years for the month of May. That system is now off to our east, so we're gradually getting rid of the ugly stuff that we've had. Defender Radar Network up close and personal. Eastern Kentucky warned you we would have a scattered shower left over today, and you've had 1 or 2 of those small chances. How about the day tomorrow? We'll make a run toward 80. You can hit the low 80s before a shower or thunderstorm begins to creep in from the north. So by 5 o'clock, we're going to be watching the northern skyline. Even as temperatures make a run toward the low 80s, could be talking about the threat for a thunderstorm or 2. And some of those tomorrow evening can be on the strong side. 3-day threat track into Mom's Day as well. Hey, you've got some more scattered storms, not a washout, Mom. Partly sunny skies Monday, a storm or 2, and temperatures that will likely hit the low 80s during that time. Going to keep driving home this hour-by-hour forecast. As you know, by the way, if you're a regular watcher, we appreciate it. If you're not, hey, get with it. This new hour-by-hour forecast gets the latest data fed into it every hour. So it's constantly updating you with the latest computer model projections for the weather for the weekend. So here we go. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we have a little bit of cloud cover crossing the region. That is the nose of that burst of warm air that will send temperatures tomorrow afternoon into the upper 70s to low 80s. But also by 5 o'clock, notice a little thunderstorm action into parts of northern northeastern Kentucky. Here we go. That front becomes stationary from northwest to southeast. So watch the showers and thunderstorms just following the same area again from southern Indiana across central and eastern Kentucky. No, it's not going to rain all the time. When it does, we have a strong storm or 2, and that'll carry us into the day on Monday as well. Here we go with that extended forecast. Near 80. Mainly dry tomorrow, but with a late day shower or a thunderstorm as a possibility. And by the time we roll into Sunday, Mom's Day, 73, 82 by Monday, and every day next week has at least the potential to give us a strong thunderstorm or 2. Well, a passion for weather and a smartphone is all it takes to be one of our WKYT weather watchers. They share real-time weather information with us, and to thank them and welcome our new weather watchers to the team, we're getting together for a screening of Twister at the Kentucky Theater. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell shot this with his iPhone for a little preview of our weather watcher event. Jim?
We are here at the landmark Kentucky Theater in downtown Lexington, a place that has hosted thousands of shows through the years. But this Tuesday, a very special one, the 20th anniversary of the theatrical release of the weather cult classic Twister. And we here at WKYT hope you will help us fill these seats. Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt starred in the 1996 hit. They were storm chasers on the brink of divorce, but had to join together to create an advanced weather alert system. And on the anniversary of Twister's 20th anniversary, we are giving all of our WKYT weather watchers the chance to see it again at the historic Kentucky Theater. We launched our Weather Watcher program a year ago. It's a way for our avid viewers to quickly and easily share on-the-ground weather pictures, videos, and information with the First Alert weather team. And coming up on this Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, a weather meet and greet. We'll have a Weather Watchers meeting, and you can meet some of the members of our weather team. But at 7:30, Twister will hit that big screen, and we can all watch it together like it's 1996 again. In Lexington, I'm WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Now, anyone who wants to be a WKYT weather watcher is invited to join us at the Kentucky Theater beginning at 7 o'clock Tuesday. To register for free tickets, that's right, free tickets, go to WKYT.com and look for the story about WKYT weather watchers on our homepage. We are hoping to get a big crowd out there. We had a big crowd last year for the inaugural Weather Watchers seminar. This year, we're hoping that it is even bigger and better, and you get to see the movie Twister for free. We've got a whole generation of people who've never seen that movie at the theater. Here's your chance.
It's a day to celebrate being a Kentuckian as well as a survivor. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Churchill Downs for Oaks Day today.
CBS Tonight. Get ready. Where will the teams go next?
I gotta find the Vatican.
How about China?
Let's go!
where navigating these intricate streets is nearly impossible. Which? You guess what? 3 teams
go up there.
will earn a spot in the finale.
I think my mom's lost. This is going to be tough.
New Amazing Race, CBS tonight, or stream it live or on demand.
Mike and Molly's big news.
You're going to be a grandma.
Has some people speechless.
She's starting to try.
Or she's having a stroke.
A new hour of Mike and Molly, CBS Monday.
Hey guys, it's Deanne Stevens here. When it comes to HVAC, the Comfort Man is the only name I trust. And right now, they're running a special where you can get a clean and check for $69. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the Comfort Man at 859-COMFORT today.
These guys represent blood cells. If you have AFib not caused by a heart valve problem, Pradaxa helps stop blood cells from pooling in the heart, forming a clot which can travel to the brain and cause a stroke. Pradaxa was better than warfarin at reducing stroke risk in a study. In the rare event of an emergency, Pradaxa has a specific reversal treatment to help you clot normally again.
Pradaxa is not for people who have had a heart valve replacement. Don't stop taking Pradaxa without talking to your doctor. Stopping increases your risk of stroke or blood clots. Ask your doctor if you need to stop Pradaxa before any planned medical or dental procedure. Pradaxa can cause serious and sometimes fatal bleeding. Don't take Pradaxa if you have abnormal bleeding, and seek immediate medical care for unexpected signs of bleeding like unusual bruising. Pradaxa may increase your bleeding risk if you're 75 or older, have kidney problems, stomach ulcers, a bleeding condition, or take certain medicines. Side effects with Pradaxa can include indigestion, stomach pain, upset, or burning.
Ask your doctor about Pradaxa and its specific reversal treatment.
Used cars are in short supply, so I need your trade. Right now, at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, get up to $5,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade. During the spring clearance event, new 2015 Jeep Renegade Sports are just $189 a month. New 2016 Ram Bighorn Crew Cab 4-wheel drives are only $199 a month. And if you have a job and a valid driver's license, we want to approve you. Only at the all-new Big M Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
The Boot Store is your work boot store. We have pull-on boots, lace-up boots, safety toe boots, waterproof boots, insulated boots, rubber boots, and electrical hazard boots. We have boots for the farmer, the rancher, the construction worker, the factory worker, the electrician, the plumber, and the boss. You will find an unmatched selection of work boots from Ariat, Justin, Thoroughgood, and Wolverine. We have the best selection of sizes and widths, and we know how to fit you. Get your boots at the Boot Store on Nicholasville Road.
Hey guys, it's Deanne Stevens here. When it comes to HVAC, the Comfort Man is the only name I trust. And right now, they're running a special where you can get a clean and check for $69. Don't wait until it's too late. Call the Comfort Man at 859-COMFORT today.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter.
Kentucky Oaks Day is the celebration of the ladies.
And our lady, Deanne Stevens, is out and about at Churchill Downs with more. Hey, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We moved from the first turn area over to behind the grandstands here. Let me tell you, it took us a while to get out here. The crowd is unbelievable. And what we love most about Oaks Day are all of these beautiful people here celebrating Oaks Day as a survivor. Leanne is with us. Leanne, you've had a very busy day, my dear.
It has been, but it's been so much fun. And there's more fun to come because we get to walk the track, and it's going to be so exciting.
This is a day of celebration for you as a survivor. Talk a bit about that and how it's also a celebration of Kentucky.
Kentucky, I have roots here because I used to have family that lived in London, and I love Kentucky, and it's just been a great experience. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you for talking to us. And this beautiful family here, your all's mother is a survivor, right? You guys are from Louisville?
Yes. And I'm from Virginia.
And Virginia, Louisville and Virginia. Talk about the Survivors Parade and how beautiful that is when it takes place going around the track.
Oh, it's so inspirational when you see everyone out there walking and you know the story behind the reason why they're there. We're just so grateful that our mother is a survivor also.
Amen on that. And you guys, I missed the memo on the yellow. You look beautiful in your yellow. We have folks from everywhere here today. Where are you guys from?
We're from Oklahoma.
And you're taking part in the Survivors Walk, the parade, the fashion show. Talk a bit about that, and what is Oaks Day to you?
Oh, it's just such a fun experience, and I have my daughter Marie here, and she just loves the horses and loves to come and experience the whole event. It's just wonderful.
Being from Oklahoma, I bet you like to see all this beauty in Kentucky.
We do. We miss the bluegrass. We used to live in Lexington.
Okay, you guys have a great afternoon. I hope you have a winner. Now listen, there's so much going on over in this area. We have the survivors lined up, folks getting a little bite to eat, a few drinks as well. We're not even going to attempt to go to the other side. We're headed back your way here in just a little bit. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you.
Thank you, Deanne. It's a strange story about a thief and a snake. So, of course, it's in Florida. Why he didn't get away, coming up.
Can you help me figure out what to plant in my front yard to help our curb appeal?
Sorry, I just started working here last week, so I'm not sure. Hey, can you help her find some plants?
Sorry, kid. I work in the plumbing department.
Can you help me figure out what to plant to help our curb appeal?
Piece of cake. First, you need a few dwarf boxwoods over there. Supplement those with a crate. Take your curb appeal to the next level. At King's Gardens, we share your passion for plants.
The Colby Jack Pub Burger is a bold twist on our Butter Burger. We're really excited about this burger.
Colby Jack is a mild cheese, and it has just the right amount of melt.
That is good.
I think it's a perfect fit for this burger.
Seared Midwest beef, always fresh. It's got crispy onions on it. It's got steak sauce, 4 peppercorn mayo. We top it with your Colby Jack cheese, all served on a zesty artisan bun. It's one layer of flavor after another. Welcome to Delicious.
It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Columbia Gas of Kentucky.
Join me at Luna Fest, a celebration of films by, for, and about women, locally presented by Raymond James and Associates of Lexington on Thursday, May 12th at the Kentucky Theater. This year's films feature stories of reflection and hope from around the world. Luna Fest is a wonderful evening out with friends, and tickets make the perfect Mother's Day gift. Proceeds benefit survivors of intimate partner abuse and breast cancer. Learn more and purchase your tickets at greenhouse17.org.
All summer long, your road to refreshment leads to Speedway. And now that Speedway's grown throughout the Midwest, Northeast, and Southeast, nobody has a handle on your summer fun better than Speedway. From the sunny shores of Florida to New York City, from the Carolinas to the New England coast, your road to refreshment leads to Speedway. And with your Speedway app, there's always a Speedway nearby and a chance to win prizes with every visit on your trip.
We're on your way to the convenience stores of Speedway.
Now, a 32-ounce Speedy Freezer fountain drink's just 89 cents.
Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
On any given day, anything can happen. That's the beauty of morning television.
This is your eye-opener to this day.
CBS This Morning, weekdays.
We've had storms, lows in the 30s, and for the week to end like this is just perfect. We've earned this.
I know. You said your husband's out there at the Oaks. A lot of Kentucky folks, Chris, really loving your forecast today at the Oaks.
Yeah, this is Kentucky's day at Churchill Downs, obviously, and the weather, we talked about it last week when I put together a 7-day forecast, guys, that had a couple of dry days showing up that were mainly dry, that being this Friday and tomorrow, and we talked about the timing on that being absolutely perfect. Here we are, Mother Nature delivering the goods, 65 to 70 across the entire area this afternoon. A little warmer central Kentucky than folks across the east and the southeast, where you've had a little more in the way of some clouds, and yeah, still light shower clinging to Pike County into far eastern Kentucky. But we look to the northwest, warm high pressure nosing its way on in for Kentucky Derby Saturday, and eventually that'll produce some showers and thunderstorms across the region during that time as well. Likely to be a busy day on the roads. It's Friday after all, and it's Oaks Day. Let's check in with Officer Don.
5, look at Lexington rush hour traffic. Couple of crashes, Chris. One's at Georgetown and Lima. That is a non-injury collision. Police are trying to get that out of the way because Georgetown pretty slow right now approaching that. Also, Nicholasville Road just past Man of War. That one over to the side, but still stop-and-go traffic. It's heavy on the inner and outer loops of the circle between Liberty over to Richmond Road, bumper to bumper, both directions. Drive times this afternoon were okay to Winchester on 64, also to Scott County on 75. The interstate looks pretty good. Now back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Officer Don. A man faces theft charges after police say he tried to steal a large snake by shoving the reptile down his pants.
There are so many wrong places this story can go, but here it is. This guy went into a pet store in St. Petersburg, Florida, and put a baby python down his left front pants pocket. Yeah. Surveillance video shows employees chasing him around the store. They were able to block the entrance and hold him down until police arrived. What in the world was he thinking?
No idea.
He's probably lucky that something worse didn't happen with a python down his pants. Yeah, it's Friday, Oaks Day.
We're glad you're with us. We have much more to come on WKYT News at 5.